there has been a force within this world that has affected the lives of millions. A force that has caused sickness and deformity. A force known to the world as type 1 diabetes. From Dong et al., statistics show that over 1.3 million people have died from this disease, with another 1.59 million projected to die by 2025. As a type 1 diabetic, I know and understand the dangers that come with this disease, and I worry that not enough is being done to find a cure for it. In my eyes, type 1 diabetes is one of the biggest health concerns that this world has ever known. And in order to address this concern, we must ask ourselves 3 questions. What are the side effects of this disease? What severe consequences come from this illness? And what treatments are out there that hold the potential for a cure? We will first start off with the first question, going over the side effects of this disease. There are many side effects that come with type 1 diabetes. However, none are more prevalent than hyperglycemia and neuropathy, also known as nerve damage. Now, hyperglycemia is a state the body reaches when sugar levels get too high or too low. A good example is when hyperglycemia results in high sugars, symptoms may include a dry mouth, a sense of nausea, excessive thirst, or, more grossly, vomiting. When it results in low sugars, the body may begin to have the shakes, feel weak at the knees, or you could potentially pass out, which could result in a life or death scenario, especially if your numbers reach about, let's say, the 20s. Next, we have neuropathy, or nerve damage, which is a very common and prevalent issue among type 1 diabetics. Alan Hughes states that over 60% of all type 1 diabetics all experience nerve damage at least some point in their lives. It is usually caused by constant high blood sugars. For example, let's say you keep your numbers in the 500s. Because you are not accurately taking care of your blood sugars and are choosing to let them stay in those high ranges, you are directly putting yourself at risk of developing nerve damage sometime in the future. So always keep your sugars at a steady level. Next, I would like to go over the severe consequences of this illness. As we're not taken care of properly, type 1 diabetes can result in horrific conditions, with the feet often being heavily affected by this disease and being the most susceptible to nerve damage. Research from Popscue et al. Shows that when a type 1 diabetic's feet are affected by nerve damage, symptoms can include infections, poor blood flow, or worse, ulcers, which is a deformity that grows at the bottom of the feet that can cause excruciating pain and significant discomfort. And as you can see here, it's not pretty. So when these symptoms are poorly managed, the foot may need to be amputated in order to avoid further infection. Next up, we have diabetic reentropy, which is the leading cause of blindness among type 1 diabetics. Enunciate et al. States that over 3.6% of all type 1 diabetics are affected by this issue. Its symptoms can include vision impairments or complete blindness in one or both eyes. Not only that, it is also caused by constant high blood sugars, which once again shows us why it is so important to keep your sugars at a safe level. Next, I would like to go over the special treatments of this disease that may hold the potential for a cure one day. First, we have transdifferentiation, in which Moines et al. Defines as the conversion of cells from other lineages. Its main purpose is to help regenerate the B cells by developing new ones. Now, what B cells are is that they are a cell in the pancreas or the body that helps to produce insulin. As you can see here, this is what a healthy B cell looks like. Now, when these B cells become defective, the body's ability to produce insulin becomes very, very inefficient. So what this method does is that it helps to regenerate those cells to get insulin working in the body again. Next, we have stem cells, which also aim to reactivate B cells within the body, albeit in a different way from transdifferentiation. This method usually involves the transplantation of inlet cells from deceased donors. In other words, doctors essentially take these cells from these donors and place them within the body of type 1 diabetics in order to replace the B cells to once again get insulin working. Finally, we have gene therapy, which is described as the change or alteration within the genetic makeup of a cell, which also aims to, once again, replace the dead B cells and add more functional ones to get insulin working again. Statistics from Anna Zonnelly and Shapiro Poffroff show that over 164 to 500 test subjects all show positive signs of this method working, with it being as if they were never a type 1 diabetic to begin with. Ultimately, these treatments are showing that we are winning the battle against type 1 diabetes, but we still have a long way to go until we reach that day. Ultimately, type 1 diabetes is a force within this world that has affected the lives of millions and has plagued us for decades. You now know the side effects, what the severe consequences of this illness are, and what treatments may hold the potential for a cure. Before I leave you today, I want you to keep this in mind. Keep hope. Keep hope that one day we will slay the monster that is type 1 diabetes. Keep hope that we will usher in a new era without the weight of this disease tying us down. Keep hope that the days of type 1 diabetes claiming the lives of more victims will be no more. Thank you.